I know that we are in the age of the selfie and taking pictures and all that. Don't allow your kids to upload real pictures. Have them use avatars.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Dads on Purpose, the podcast. I'm your host, Josh Ashford, man, and you guys know I'm always joined with the big homie, Mr. Kevin Brigance. KB, how you doing, bro?
What's up, baby? Hey, y'all remember when we used to do that back in the day?
No.
What's up, y'all, man? You know, it's always good to be on Dad's On Purpose podcast, man.
Bro,
Great to
y'all
be here,
did some
bro.
different things in Houston. That's not what we was doing in LA. Was you tapping your throat? Anyways, yo, we got boy Clewis on here, man. Mr. 7-figure. Are you 7 or 8-figure? How big is the business now?
Man, we're closing toward 8, man. We're closing toward 8.
Hey, one day we gonna make it so we could have actual effects, boy. One day we gonna have actual effects.
Yeah. When we get some sponsors, we're gonna get some boards. This sound effects is sponsored by Baxer Clewis Consulting.
I did.
Hey, boy, introduce yourself real quick for the people, man.
What up, people? I am Boyd Clewis, straight out of Funky Town, Fort Worth, East Side's finest. And, you know, I'm a father of 4. I enjoy golfing on my days off. And yeah, man, that's me.
Bro, golfing? Like you really enjoy golfing?
Yeah.
No shade. So here's my thing. I enjoy golfing too, the first 9 holes. After that, man. So what it is for me, bro, it's my swing and my grip, because like I have like a baseball grip. I know, and about after the 9th hole, my hand starts to hurt. Yeah, I know. I know.
This I know. I have a coach. I was doing exactly what you're doing. And he was like, what you got to do is you're holding my pet bird, Pete, when you swing that club. Now, if you hold that club too hard, you're going to kill Pete. So you need to apply light pressure. And when you swing, you need to look over at Pete and make sure he's okay. When he told me that, dude, my game just went next level.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to. So I gave away my clubs. Like, that's how mad I was at that. I literally gave them away. But you know what I'm saying? They still sell clubs and things like that. But bro, I can drive it 300 yards, but it won't go straight. Nice. No, it won't go straight. So it don't matter. Like real quick before we get into this, I played a 9-hole scramble. A 9-hole scramble. I lost 10 balls.
How, Sway? How?
I'm trying to tell you, this is like, I know I'm bad. I enjoy, but I could do 9 holes.
He said he could do 9 holes. He didn't lose 10 balls while he doing the 9 holes.
Yo, man, let's get into this podcast, man. Yo, we got boy Clewis on here. For you guys that don't know, he has a consulting business, Baxer Clewis Consulting. You guys specialize in like IT and cybersecurity, right? No.
We don't do IT.
Huh?
We don't do IT. We leave that for the IT people.
I apologize.
You know that I got a whole podcast called "Don't Be an IT Guy." That's
So we need to touch on that just a second.
Well, no, but that even helps. That helps because I don't want to talk about IT. I have no interest in it. That's not what we're here for. But I knew you did cybersecurity, and I was
That's
like,
right.
"Oh." I was like, I know Clue got like 18 kids. I was like, Kev got 1. I got 2. It's like, yo, like how do we keep them safe online? You know what I mean? Like, what? So here's my first question: how bad is it?
It is horrible, man. If people really knew how bad it was, they would be like really terrified to have their kids online. With the internet comes the opportunity to present and invent whatever identity that you want to. You can become whoever you want to. So you have men becoming little girls to friend people's young daughters to meet up. Let's talk about Pokemon or Tamagotchis. I heard those things are back. Or exactly, that stuff is real and it's happening.
Yeah.
It is happening all over the place, and that's just one aspect of it.
Wow. I need some more aspects because you know what I mean. My kids, Kev's daughter's right there. Like she's been on the internet, but like I don't know if Kev's giving her a phone or whatever, or anytime. You know what I'm saying? But like you right there, and I'm like, I got some years. Well, I don't really know because my daughter's about to be 3 next week, and I mean we got her an iPad when she was 2.
Yeah, it's hard for me. It's hard for me because as the parent, you know, you have to step in and put boundaries and borders around what your kid is exposed to and what your kid is not exposed to. I remember sitting in clubhouses and they're like, "What should I do with my kid?" I'm like, "Get them off of the app, like get them offline. Like you are the parent." Like so. Before we go any further, I just want to just let y'all know my standpoints. As we go on, you as the parent have to make a decision and set boundaries for your kid. Your kid cannot make the decision and should not guide what their online presence look like. It's just like you're saying, hey, go ahead and start driving at 12 and you've never driven a car. That's why they have a process, right? So for parents' sakes, I want you to consider, what am I doing to keep my kids safe? Not what is the company's doing, not what is Facebook doing, not what's Instagram doing. What am I doing to keep my kids safe? Because what I don't want is us to have a conversation of what should these other companies be doing? They should be making money. They doing what they supposed to be doing. They should be making money. They should be satisfying their investments and their values and their structures. As parents, we need to say, what do our kids get exposed to? So for many people don't know, Boyd knows this because we've been around each other early in life with Kendall. Kendall's always had a phone, and Kendall's always had a phone because I'm a tech guy. I've always had phones. So it would be a hand-me-down iPhone after I've upgraded. There were 2 reasons why I did that at the time. The first reason was security, because that phone being in her baby bag, I could look up her location at any time. The second reason was communication. It had nothing to do with internet and toys and games. I just needed a way for me to know in this day and age where I'm taking my kid to a daycare, dropping her off, and anyone can imitate, like Boy said, like they're doing it online. They still doing that in person, imitating kids and human trafficking and things like that. I've used technology like that to make sure that my kid was safe.
That's crazy. I never thought about the phone in their backpack. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have that tracking location on all my kids. So find my iPhone. I even have it set to I get alerts when they leave school.
Yeah.
Really? Like you could geotag? Is that the right word? Geotag?
Yeah. Yeah.
I be making up words sometimes, and it makes sense to me. But so you said like the Dateline aspect is just one like thing about it. What else is there? Because I'm real. This show for me, and hopefully for everybody else, is like all about practical things, and like you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And so now we got you here. I want to know like what else is there? Like besides, anybody holding my daughter ransom for no Tamagotchis or anything. You know what I mean? But like what else is there besides that?
Right. So in this day and age, you know, outside of time and money, one of the biggest currencies out there is attention. You know, and what generally gets attention on the internet is the hottest challenge, right? What's going on? And a lot of these challenges are geared towards children. But what people don't realize is there's malicious people out there that are creating viral challenges that will wind your kid up in the hospital even worse.
Like
worse.
What's the Tide Pods?
Yep. The Tide Pods challenge thing. The YouTube
challenge.
video. That, like, seriously, crate challenge, that was horrible. Horrible. I wish my kid would. They'd be going to the hospital to get my foot removed.
Right.
Anyway. No,
right.
we don't do that. But also the YouTube video that was circulating a few years ago that was getting kids to like stab their parents or hurt themselves. Like kids are easy. Go ahead.
Question: was that our people?
I'm gonna have to say no.
I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, just like exclude everybody, but I got a question. It's just like, is that our community? Because then there becomes another question. And besides the obvious, like your mom ain't gonna play that, but like are our kids looking at those types of things? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So those things, those cross all type of cultural things because like it's YouTube right now is so hot, especially for kids. It's just content that doesn't matter, right? As long as it has the views, it's in that category, it's gonna pop up. So I find myself having to I don't let my kids, my younger ones, watch YouTube videos with headphones on. I need to hear what the heck you listening to.
Yeah.
And some of these guys, they're playing video games, but they're cussing and doing all kinds of stuff that I don't condone. So I'm like, switch that.
Yeah.
Find a new video.
Yeah.
What about YouTube Kids? Sorry, Kev.
Yeah, so YouTube Kids, you would think is a safe place, but that video that was getting people to go stab their parents or whatnot was on YouTube Kids.
Bruh, that's all my daughter watches is YouTube Kids. Yeah. And so now I'm like, and like low key, we only give her like 20 minutes, if we give her time on there, because usually it's ABC Mouse. And then she's like, well, can I play the other one, which is YouTube Kids? And so we'd be like, all right, 20 minutes, you could do that. But like half the stuff she watches is little kids in like Russia playing with dolls and like giving their kids baths and like that's it. But one, I don't understand what these kids saying. But two, I'm like, okay, how do we know if something funky's on there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that was something that I really want Boyd to kind of talk about was because we even think about what I'm even thinking about right now is Amagotchi or your anime. Oh, bro, anime is very
no. I meant Tamagotchi.
Yeah, no, I mean anime, but like anime because some of the stories in the anime do not match up with the values of your family, do not match up with the values of what, and you're looking at it just as a cartoon, but there are subliminal messages in these things set up for our families. Like I'm sure as Boyd is working in cybersecurity, he's having to look past that's what the script says, but what goes deeper in the script and what they're trying to do with the attack. Can you speak? Is there anything through like just subliminal messages that we may see, even when it comes to protecting our kids?
Yeah, man. A lot of cartoons and anime things these days, they're pushing certain agendas. And even beyond the cybersecurity, you want your children to be grounded in whatever your faith is, whatever you believe in, what you raise them in. But you have like these anime things where they're suggesting things. They don't come out and say this, but when you're demonstrating a certain type of lifestyle, whether that's girl on girl, dude on dude, like they're showing these things in anime and they're doing it in a joyful and playful manner or whatnot. And then the kids grow up thinking, you know what? That's okay. If I want to do that, I can.
Yeah.
Now, everybody has their own choice. Do what you do, but I don't want my kids to be influenced by somebody else's doing, especially subliminally. Because, like, I run a company. So a lot of the videos I put out is like, oh, that's good content. But I put subliminal messages in everything that I do. But it's all to make people make a mental shift to take action to get somewhere. I'm not doing anything malicious, though.
It's like subliminal messages are bad, but hey, I do it in a good way, but I do it. Right. But I love it. I love it because I think everybody has a message that they're trying to get across, right? But I think that the predator has found a clever way to do it, and predators are always underlining their messages and other things. It's like a lace, right? It's like, oh, I thought I had this piece of candy, but it's a great piece of candy, but it's laced with something else in there. And I think parents parents are so wrapped up in like, here, be entertained by this. so I could get peace and and strain. So for me, boy, like, what do you do? What do you do in the moments where you just need a break from your kids, but you know technology is not the best way to allow them to have a break? Like, do you do something specific just so that you can protect them from those things?
Oh man, that is a tough one because I'm trying to think, man, because I'm like, man, why don't you just go lay down somewhere, go clean up or something,
go play in some dirt.
My daughter, she loves watching TikTok videos, man, but she knows that she needs to come to me. I have to approve all dances and challenges. I gotta approve them. But what I try to do is get my kids to disconnect from technology when they want to do something. I'm like, man, you need to give that a break. You need to give that a break. Pick up a book, read something, apply it, do something. I was like, you're not going to learn by playing 2K and Fortnite all day. You're not going to learn anything. And so I challenged him. Yeah, I challenged him. Look, I know that you're 15 right now, you're 13 right now, but what do you want to do when you get older? Because the things that you do right now becomes habits, and those habits will eventually define who you are. It's hard to deviate. So that's why I wanted to get them in the habit of learning and reading, because I didn't grow up doing those things.
Yeah.
And it made things as an adult harder for me.
Bro, you said your kids love TikTok. Bro, I hate TikTok, but I love it. Yeah, like it is crazy how addicting those short videos are. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be sitting there and I'll just, like, somebody, like the homie, he'll send me like one video and I watch it. And then the next thing I know, like 7 minutes done gone by and I done got TikToks. Like, that's what I call it when I'm my wife. She'll be like, what happened? I'll be like, I got TikTok. I'm back. But it's not even that and how the addiction to it that gets me. It's their algorithm. Because I watch a lot, and I've said this before on the show, I watch a lot of dad jokes, mom jokes, things like that. And so what I find most of the time on TikTok is generally moms doing mom jokes. Here's what happens. TikTok sees that I watch all these women videos. Yep. Now it starts showing me girls that are doing OnlyFans. And I'm like, yo, where the dancing? It's like, go back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care to see a woman doing push-ups with a jug is all out. Like, that's really, like, okay, yes, you look good. Okay, where's my challenges? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's what concerns me, is because, like, all my nieces are on TikTok. And, like, people get on there to, like, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying? Like, connect with their kids or just to monitor what's going on. But, like, even if you're on TikTok, you're not seeing the same things that they're seeing because you're watching entirely different TikTok than they're watching. And I'm like, is there a way to limit those things? Because Kev even said it. He was just like, yo, he's like, you know, predators, they switched up their agenda. And so they're obviously aware of the algorithm and what they can and can't do. And so now what are they doing? Subliminal messaging. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, like, how do we get past that? Or do we not? Or is it just the way we're in? Because, I mean, they're talking about the metaverse is going to be 14 times more addicting than social media right now. Bro, 14 times.
Yeah, man. That's the world that we're in. It's like the stuff that you're seeing is targeted. Like the OnlyFans stuff, it's not a coincidence. And believe it or not, it's not TikTok that's doing that. It's people. It's people like me, business owners, digital business owners. What we can do is, based on our client type, we can send crafted videos to anybody that has a specific interest or wants the type of video. Like, I run my business, our bread and butter, 99.9% of all of our revenue is generated via Facebook ads. I only put my ads in front of people that have interest in IT or cybersecurity. Why would I show it to anybody else? Doesn't make sense. It's a waste of my money. Yeah. But when you start watching those other things, they're going to hit you with, boom, he likes this type of stuff. He's watching women videos. Well, let me send him this OnlyFans thing. Just like that, man. It's crazy.
I was about to say, you making it seem like I'm out here watching videos like that. I'm like I'm not.
No. So, like, check this out to see, like, how much data they track on you. I don't know if you've been to a golf website anytime soon, but just go to any golf website, look up some golf clubs, and then watch what your Facebook feed will do.
It's crazy, bro.
So here's the thing, like I'm very aware of all the, like I got my degree in marketing. Marketing research was like my second love right behind branding. And so I understand the analytics and all that goes into that. I don't want to say I coach, I mentor high school entrepreneurs on Thursdays and Fridays. And so what we do is we take companies from scratch all the way to launching and finding investors and things like that. And so what I really teach them is the analytics. I'm like, yo, like all the flashy stuff, the logos, the branding, the colors and stuff, like that's cool. I was like, but that's not going to make you money. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, what should our name be? I'm like, nobody cares. Nobody knows what Nike is. Nobody knew what, a deal. Like, what does that mean? Like your name can be Splack. Who cares? But what are you doing, Splack? You know what I mean? And so we spend a lot of time doing research and they hate it. But I'm like, yo, like you do the research now so you get the bag later. Cause like that's what I had them watching the Simon Sinek Start With Why video. We mentioned that last show with Words Taylor. Like, oh, you got to understand why what you're doing, why. And I have them create an entire like persona of like who their target market is. I make them give them a name. I'm like, yo, are they married? Do they have kids? Where do they live? Do they have a degree? Like everything you're talking about in analytics, I get it. I understand it. I just don't like it when it's used on me.
Hey man, this is how these companies are making their money. Analytics, man.
Yeah, man. And what did you call it? You call it digital marketing, digital. What did you say at the beginning?
Market research.
No, he didn't call himself market. He said,
digital. Digital marketer, online business.
Yeah.
Who, you?
Me? Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
See, you didn't catch that, bro.
I didn't. I was listening to the meat. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get the potatoes.
See, you was like, and I was like, hold on, wait, what did you say again? Because that's important. Because what he said is that his job is to promote towards that group. So we can't be mad for the company promoting towards the group. We just got to make sure that our person isn't that person that's falling in that group. And I think that's the most interesting thing is, do we really know who our kids are? Because if we're not engaged with our kids, we don't even know what they're looking at. We don't know their tendencies, right? I think that has something. Hey, boy, you got a boy. Like, you know what I mean? So, and I'm as a father right behind you, because your oldest is 15, right?
Yep.
And then mine is 13, so I know they were very close. Man, I still look at that picture when anyway, we'll talk about that offline. But they're changing their hormonal, like even me going through that stage of the cycle, right? And saying, okay, so what is she thinking? So if I know what she's thinking, I kind of have an idea of what she's looking at. But a lot of us don't know what our kids are even thinking, so we don't even know what they're entertaining or getting themselves into. I think I just heard a recent story where a kid in a school district just committed suicide at 10 years old.
Wow.
Bro,
I'm
not trying to go down that rabbit hole.
I'm not.
I
that's
know.
important. That's important. Like, we're talking about cybersecurity, and we're talking about, because watch this. Sometimes these messages, especially of suicide, comes through social media and internet. Like, I remember when Facebook had to get a control of it because people were doing their suicides on Facebook. Like,
yep.
What?
You don't remember that?
Oh yeah, man.
I don't social media like that,
bro.
Live suicides, straight up.
Suicides, bro. So it's like we have to make sure where our kids are mentally and what they're thinking, because I believe what another thing Boy said after he said he was what he does is that it's called habits, and that's one of the things that I really want to do with my kid, is walk with her through the 7 habits of highly effective teens. And I think 7 habits of highly effective people is just a good book, because it makes you sit down and ask yourself, what are your goals, and who are people you're surrounding you for your goals? Because I too have a very talented child, but if I allow social media, which I feel guilty, y'all. Like this is a good podcast because I'm like, dude, y'all in my backyard because I feel guilty because I allow her to be on YouTube. Does it make sense? And so where I'm at, that's why I asked Boy, like, what do we do to say, hey, time out? Well, let's look at your habits. If we build these habits, will this put you where you want to be in the future of your goals and your dreams and your aspirations? So, yeah, I hope I didn't jump down a rabbit hole. But
no, you didn't. I was just like, yo, I know we got like 10, 15 more minutes with Boyd. And so I want to get like some like action items. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we're going to call them best practices or whatever, because I mean, at the end of the day, like there is a plethora of things out there and you can't stop it all. So we might be able to stop it on our phone, but you know, Susie's friend, her parents don't care, that's a whole different other podcast. You can do everything you want, but other people don't want to raise their kids. So now, anyway, whole different other story. But yeah, so like, what are some best practices, or like, what are some like things we can and can't do? You know what I mean? Like to keep our kids safe, or keep ourselves safe, because I'm not trying to get stabbed off a YouTube video.
Yeah, straight up. So as far as protecting your kids' information, one of the things we can do is, I know that we are in the age of the selfie and taking pictures and all that. Don't allow your kids to upload real pictures. Have them use avatars. Don't allow them to actually use their first and last name. Make sure that you inform them to not give any information about their address to somebody via Messenger, because somebody might solicit that information. Now they got your first name, your last name, got your address. Because if you cloak that information and you use an avatar, then it's unlikely that somebody's going to approach you, because they really don't know what age you are if you just have like an avatar out there. Also, monitor your kids' messages. Don't be letting them have conversations with people. I got my oldest boys, when I got them cell phones for the first time, they were in like 4th and 6th grade. We have Verizon, and Verizon has this plan that's called Smart Limits. It actually only gives them like 20 contacts that they can have incoming, outgoing calls and text messages from. Limits. I could actually block what websites and what apps they go to, what time of day. I could control all that, location, everything. I use it. And that plan was cheaper. Yeah. And I use that because I was like, I'm giving you this, but with great technology comes great responsibility.
Yes, it does.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. Like, like the plans.
Yep.
And now you got go ahead, Kev.
And on Apple with time limits, bro, my phone goes off every day for Kendall asking for more time. I'm like, nope. Because I'm helping her say, hey, this is enough. You played enough on these games. Unfortunately, you're in school playing on games. That means you ain't doing nothing in school. But Apple has time limits, and I know I'm on AT&T, and AT&T had smart limits as well, where you could set up. Hey, boy, I learned something else too on my internet, bro. I could set it to where it shuts off her laptop and her anything like wireless in the house. We could set a timer on her specific things and shut her down.
What?
Yep, we implemented that because
how you do that?
It's most of them is built in. Like I like to get my sleep, right? So, and the kids know this. I'm going to sleep by 11 every night. I got to. If I don't get my sleep, 11? These dudes be trying to take
11.
Oh, yeah, man.
No, I'm saying 11, bro.
Hey, bro, this dude go to sleep at 7:00, bro.
8:30. Bro, I got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm tired. By the time we get both of them to sleep, I'm sleepy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you. Hey, man, if I could do it earlier, I can't. I just been having so much going on. But my kids would know this, and they would be staying up.
He threw that shade slightly. You ain't got enough going on, Josh. You ain't got enough going on.
I got a lot going on, man. More than the average person. I need to get some off my plate.
Hey, before we get off of here, man, because I'm trying to be respectful of your time. What you got going on? Like, what else do you have going on? What's the next goals for Baxter Clewis Consulting? Where you traveling to next? Who paying for them Dubai lay down chairs? You know what I'm saying? That he be on. You know
I cannot mention the names of the clients that pay, but they're well-known companies in the world. But what we're doing now is we are getting ready to launch the first Black-owned credit card data security consulting firm. So that is getting ready to take off.
What does that mean? Because them big words.
Yeah, so I didn't go to the specifics. The thing that I specialize in is called PCI compliance, which is payment card industry. It's the regulation that companies have to follow if they accept credit card payments. If they don't follow this and they get breached, or our bank requires them to validate compliance and they're not, then they could get fined millions of dollars or lose the ability to process payments. So we help companies implement the controls so they can become compliant with that framework. So my company is going to be the first Black-owned company to do that.
Bro, that is dope. Because I know enough to be dangerous on cybersecurity because my 9 to 5, I'm a commercial insurance agent. So the land of data compromise, insurance, and things like that, it's barely touching the surface. But the one thing that I'm very aware of and that I try to tell is a lot of my small business owners is that like if you get hacked, by law, you legally have to notify everybody that has used a credit card with your business. And the cost is about at least $100 per person. So if you got 100 people that you've done business with, now that's going to cost you what? What's that? $10,000. Is that good math? Yeah, I think so. It's going to cost you $10,000 to notify everybody that's done business with you. So now, and if you're a retail business, you think you ain't had 100 customers?
Right.
And you want the cheapest insurance. And so I'm just like, bro, like this world is becoming more and more evolved. And bro, that's dope that you're doing that. How big is that industry already? Like who are the players in that?
So some of the big players in the industry, you have AT&T Cybersecurity, you have Verizon Cybersecurity. There's a company called TrustWave and Coalfire. Those are some of the biggest ones in the industry.
Okay. Bro, I didn't know. Go ahead, Kev.
You over there talking. This dude, we have the first Black PCI. Did I say that right?
That's what I said. Kev, don't even.
Did I say that right? PCI?
Yeah. Yep.
On the podcast. Like, my goodness. Like, we're on a whole nother level right now, my man. Like, but to me, what I'm really excited about too is that it's possible. Like, you figure out what it is in your heart. Like, y'all, man, boy, maybe one day, bro, we'll get you on here and just have a backstory. Like, just finding the passion to be the first and to be the one helping others to get into this space. Because I know not only are you climbing for yourself, you're taking other people along for the ride for a nice, lovely price. But
Indeed.
But I really, that's what my heart, man, like just knowing where you've been, man. Like I said, man, I remember our kids sleepovers, hanging out, bro, and just supporting. Y'all don't know this dude is a minister, you know what I'm saying? But just all of those things, just to see you in this position, bro, and to be one of the first Black breaking the ceiling in the industry of cybersecurity, where a lot of people don't know how to get even step foot in the business. You're man, congratulations. Thank you, brother, for being on.
Your boy, before we get out of here, man, who would have thought a little boy running track with I'm saying be where he's at right now. But before we get out of here, what are some words of advice, encouragement that you would give to parents out there? Because when you talk about it, even at a high level, like, bro, like, it's scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back in our day, bro, we might have had a pager. You know what I'm saying? We had the Nokia brick phone. We was worried about was running out of daytime minutes. You feel me?
Yep.
But now it's an entirely different space. And you can complain about it, you can be mad at it. By the end of the day, this is the reality. This is where we're at. And so I guess my thing is, what are some words of encouragement that you would give to a parent like me that is down in this journey of raising kids in this world?
The biggest advice that I would give is do not give up. Don't give up. You have to be present, and you cannot let the computers, the tablets, the internets raise your kids. It's going to take a level of effort that we as parents aren't used to, because this generation of this technology is so sophisticated. and they have cracked the code on implanting these subliminal messages. So we have to guard our children's mental space because they don't have the presence of mind to do it because they're just riding the wave.
Yeah.
So we got to protect them.
Kev, what you got, man?
Man, just remember, you're the parent, and whatever you allow to come through the gate, we have to look at what did we do? How did we protect our kids? Man, one of the best advice that I got was the kids don't get to have the opportunity to sleep with their laptops or phones in the bedroom. Like we have to not let technology take over our lives. Like Boyd said, like don't let technology raise your kids. It takes work to raise a kid. It does. It absolutely does.
Fact.
But one of the most important things you have to remember is that you're raising a legacy. This person reflects you. It reflects your family. So do you want them to grow up saying, well, Google told me this or Google told me that? Or do you want them to grow up saying, well, daddy told me this and mommy told me that? And so that's something that we really, really need to think about. And sometimes Kendall does come to me. It's like, I learned this on YouTube. And I'm like, damn, all you had to do is ask me. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know. You know what I mean? But that means that always checks my heart to ask myself, am I doing my job in getting involved with my kid? Listen, I'm gonna say this because y'all know I could talk all day.
I know.
Teenagers, though, because I think one of the most important things, and I think Boyd would agree with me, people say how hard it is to be with the teenager, and it's not that how hard it is, it's what are you willing to do to be with your teenager? Like your kid, your girl, your baby girl, your baby boy, they're trying to figure out who they are. And we have to sometimes force ourselves into that space, no judgment. I think that I think it's important that I say this now because of cybersecurity. Like we lose our kids to that field because we're not willing to fight for their attention.
Yep.
I'm willing to fight for y'all's attention. I need y'all to like this podcast, share this podcast, subscribe to the podcast, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell the person that's, that's over there at Walmart walking down the street or the aisle. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to run these numbers up. But until next week, y'all take care. We love you, appreciate you. God bless. We out of here.